Delta Radio, good morning. Delta Echo Alpha Romeo Yankee.
Delta Echo Alpha Romeo Yankee, go ahead.
Go back to Bravo, please.
You may go back to Bravo.
Hi and welcome everyone. Today we're filming a royal special. What are we talking about and why? The royal family have a very long tradition with flight.
Golf Bravo Alpha in the overhead, early right turn to downwind.
The very first aircraft ever ordered by the royal family were a pair of Westland Wapitis operated by number 24 Squadron out of RAF Northolt in 1924. Between 1929 and 1935, the then Prince of Wales went on to purchase about 13 more aircraft. Not all these aircraft were maintained by the RAF. Some of them were maintained by himself. When the king ascended the throne in 1936, he became Edward VIII, and that was when the world's first head of state aircraft unit was formed. Now they own a multiplicity of aircraft, but one of them was the king's very own Dragon Rapide that was built by the Havilland Aircraft Company. Now this flight was disbanded when the Second World War broke out.
Golf Bravo Alpha, head still the position for a 4 mile final runway 27.
Auxiliary fuel pump check on, check pressure should be between 5 and 8.
Western Radio Golf Romeo Alpha Tango Echo is ready taxi airfield information.
Tango Echo, good afternoon. Readability 5, runway's going to be 27 right hand and the QNH is 1025.
27 right hand and 1025 will be a local Golf Tango Echo.
Roger.
Now after the king's flight got disbanded due to the Second World War, it wasn't until 1952 that the Queen's flight was formed.
Golf Tango Echo holding short Charlie in ready departure.
Tango Echo, roger, runway's vacant, service wind 210 degrees 5.
Roger, Golf Tango Echo lining up, 27.
November the 2nd of 1977, Her Majesty made her first flight aboard the Concorde, call sign Golf Bravo Oscar Alpha Echo. And that was the first time that the Concorde aircraft was ever visiting the country of Barbados. Something remarkable about the Alpha Echo aircraft is that that became the last of all the Concorde fleet to fly supersonic, as it made its way back to the country of Barbados in the year 2003 to remain on display. And if you do go to the Aviation Museum experience in the country of Barbados, you will see that aircraft on display. The flying career of Prince Philip was quite long and varied. Record has it that Prince Philip flew a total of about 60 different aircraft types, amassing just under 6,000 flying hours, and one of those aircraft types happened to be the Concorde. Prince Philip got to pilot the Concorde while he flew at Mach 2, and that, for anyone who is an aviator, would be one of the highlights of your career.
The late Prince Philip began his flight training at White Waltham Airfield in 1952. Seen here pre-flight in this T6 Harvard, he initially started to fly Chipmunks. I find him to have been the only one of the royals on record to have gained his wings from all three branches of the armed forces, flying with the Air Force, Navy, and then the Army. Both the airfield and aircraft that Prince Philip learned to flying are still thriving today, with White Waltham being a great place to spend the day. The Chipmunk is based out in New Zealand, regularly takes to the air, and looks to be in very pristine condition.
It's also the base for a special wing of 707 Helicopter Squadron, newly formed to train a special pupil. Naval Lieutenant Prince Charles is taking to the air again, this time in a helicopter.
Our current king, Charles III, is also an accomplished aviator. Having started his military training at RAF Cranwell, he flew jets with the Air Force before operational conversion to rotary wing platforms with the Royal Navy. The current Prince of Wales is also a very skilled pilot, having received training from the Air Force to fly both fixed-wing and rotary platforms. He spent most of his years flying search and rescue with the RAF, often in very harsh weather conditions, before his retirement. The short stint after he left the armed forces saw him also fly with an air ambulance charity, flying search and rescue missions all over the UK to save lives. Prince Harry completed his flight training as an Apache pilot, deploying to the country of Afghanistan as a co-pilot gunner in February of 2012. He was based out of Cambastion and operated as part of the largest military coalition in the country at the time.
Golf Tango Echo is rejoining the circuit on right downwind for 27 full up. Tango Echo, Roger, QFE 1011, there's one in the circuit, just touching down for a touch and go. 1011 and copy traffic, Golf Tango Echo.
Another interesting fact to note about the royal family is that the reigning king or queen never gets to fly with the heir apparent or drive in the same car with them. And the reason for that is to preserve the future of the monarchy, just in case there was an incident. And this starts to happen once the heir apparent gets to the age of 12.
Golf Tango Echo is an offset final, C7 tilts up. Roger, runway's vacant, service wind 220 degrees, less than 5 knots. Roger, Golf Tango Echo.
Now, one of the most fitting gestures by the RAF was flying the late Queen in a C-17 aircraft, Zulu 177. Now, just in case that doesn't immediately make sense to you, when the letters are flipped the other way around, they spell Liz. I think that was quite ingenious and rather heartwarming.
That flight aboard the C-17 aeroplane went on to break and now holds the world record for the most tracked flight ever in aviation history, with about 5 million people watching it both on the Flight Radar app and on YouTube live stream. In her life and passing, Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth II was shown so much love by both general and military aviation alike.
And here they come, the Red Arrows in red, white and blue, filling the sky with the great salute of the three national colours. The Queen, Platinum Jubilee, Commander-in-Chief.
The royal family have had such a wonderful relationship with aviation that is both inspiring and beautiful to see. And it's a tradition we know will continue with the current king and future royals. The Royal Squadron is still based at RAF Northolt, operating a mixture of types in partnership with No. 10 RAF Squadron and Titan Airways to deliver flight operations around the world. One of those types include this multi-role Voyager aircraft, a pair of these sleek Falcon 900 LX aircraft that are used for VIP transportation, not just for members of the royal family, but also senior members of the cabinet of the government of the United Kingdom.
So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight about the royal family and their connection with flight and aviation. Until next time, thank you so much for joining the channel today, and I'll see you on the very next episode. Till I see you.
Yeah, that just means it's time to go home. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it your like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, your subscription will mean a lot to us. If you know anything about the royal family and their involvement with aviation, don't forget to leave that in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to reply to every single comment that comes through. On the very next episode, I take a good friend of mine. After very many years of flight training, we reconnect and we take Tango Echo into a really nice airfield here in the UK. Until next time, have a good one, and Mr. Dollar is out the building. Take care, folks. Goodbye.